What's up, guys? I'm Frosty the Sandwich. Welcome back to Marvel Rivals. I am currently Diamond 2, and I've been playing a lot of Storm in order to grind up in the ranks. I really like the buffs that she got this season. I think they were much needed, and I think she's in a much stronger place. We unfortunately had one plat player in this lobby, as you can see there, so we did not get to ban things like Hela or Hawkeye, but we're going to play Storm anyway. I still think Storm's a good pick, even with those characters on the enemy team right now, and I commonly see her as the top damage in ranked lobbies. Of course, at the start, we're gonna TP with Strange. I think it's pretty standard at this point to have a Strange TP either here or even up on that ledge adjacent to us. Both are very good spots to try and teleport to and get the drop on the enemy team. We are going to stay in this building and make sure that we aren't exposing ourselves to too many of the enemy team at any one time. We are still squishy. We don't want to get focus fired because we'll go down pretty quickly. And then we're just staying mobile, moving up and down, as you can see. Unfortunately, there is a Psylocke being annoying downstairs, which kind of distracted us. We didn't realize that our team kind of left the upstairs area, so when we came back up, we immediately got destroyed because, as you can see, you are still a fragile character. Despite the fact that you get more armor in her ultimate now, you can't tank the entire enemy team, so you really do want to be playing inside of your team, or you can play split with this character too, and I do tend to do that from time to time, and there you just want to be playing off angles that are hard for the enemy to deal with, and split the attention between you and the rest of the team so that they have to look in two different directions. Storm can excel at doing that as well. Another thing that I haven't talked about yet is the projectile speed. She got an increase in projectile speed, so not only can you hit targets more reliably, you can actually engage at a distance now with her, which is kind of the issue before, is you really couldn't reliably hit anything that was far away from you outside of using your alternate fire. Another thing to note is we are playing with a Thor, and so we do have access to her C ability, which is incredibly strong. If you want to play her in ranked, I strongly recommend having somebody play Thor, because you will deal a lot of damage. The C does chain to, I don't know why, sorry, quick tangent. I really wish that her C ability was her space ability. That's just my personal opinion. And then when Thor was on the table, you would get access to what her current space does. I think that would be a pretty good change, but honestly at this point I don't think she needs any changes. I think she might end up getting nerfed because she really is dealing a lot of damage. Something I really haven't talked about yet is her ultimate. It's so good. It deals a lot of damage. It gives her a lot of shield now, and despite the fact that we didn't really get a bunch of kills there or pop off, we forced the enemy Luna to use her ultimate, and it's just really good at either baiting out enemy support ultimates, or if they're down, you can basically get a team wipe. It's one or the other. So I think and you can farm for her ultimate really reliably now. I think she gets her ultimate quicker than most of the other characters. This might not be true. This might just be a feeling I have, but I feel like I'm getting her ultimate a lot quicker than I am on the other DPS characters I play, and I think that's a lot because the piercing damage is a lot more reliable now. But I think just getting really high value storms on people, or like when you have your lightning AoE or stance active, popping your E ability. Catching a lot of people in that will farm your ultimate so fast. It's very hard to to kind of just chill in people's face and use that ability, because they tend to, good players anyway, tend to all look at you when you're doing that. But if you find key moments where everybody, there's so much chaos that they don't have time to really focus on you, that's when you really want to try and zoom in. And use your E ability in lightning mode. There again, we immediately got the Luna's ultimate. It's either we get a huge wipe on your backline, or you have to use a defensive ult. And I guess it does feel bad as a Storm player getting counter ulted by the support, but it's just, you're just gonna have to accept it. Just tell yourself in your mind that you're bringing value every time you force that support to have to counter ult you. It basically frees the rest of your team up to use their ults, and basically win the next fight. And that's basically what happens here. Is, you know, that Doctor Strange can now freely ult. Luna can't do anything about it, and we just walk in and take point. Really easy push there. Not to be an ass about it, I guess, but it was a fairly easy push. We have a lot of time left, and so now we're just looking to defend and stall for as long as possible. I really like defending up here because it makes you not the focus of attention normally, but normally at least one or two of the enemy team are going to try and come this direction, so you can really engage in advantageous fights for Storm. I think are the 1v1 and 2v1s. I think she can excel in 2v1 situations, especially if they're close range. Her AoE damage with her E ability and her lightning stance, again, it's incredibly strong, and it pops on everyone. I think I don't know if it's every second or every 2 seconds, but it procs a lot, and it'll straight up just kill people that are inside it that you're not even paying attention to. It's that good. And so if you catch a bunch of people, I think a lot of getting value on Storm, I think maximizing value on Storm anyway, is finding those moments where you can get a huge lightning storm on people, and then that'll basically farm your ult really quickly, and then getting a huge ult. I really like having a Strange on the team. Magneto is also amazing. I think Magneto is better than Strange in my opinion, because the bubble is so useful on Storm. If he gives you, especially like if you ult, because at higher elos I've noticed that people will start focusing you. Despite the fact that you get armor, they can still absolutely kill you while you're ulting if they focus you. So having that bubble on your ultimate is huge. Of course, it wouldn't have been huge value here because the Luna is basically counter-ulting our ult. But still, having Magneto and Storm is very good. Even outside of that, just having the bubble on her when she's fighting. Having a bubble when you come in with a lightning storm, even when you don't have ultimate, is huge on Storm. So I think Magneto paired with her is very strong. But Doctor Strange is as well. Just hide behind that shield, and you'll stay in the sightline of your healers usually, and you'll still be covered by that massive shield. And that you typically need to stay low to the ground with, for, but I mean that. So what? Like, I know she's a flying character. That doesn't mean you always have to be up in the air. You can basically alternate between the two. Pick your moments. Here, you're going to see me down low to the ground a lot, and it's fine. It works out just fine in a lot of the cases. And we are sort of playing in the back of our team. I do think we expose ourselves out in this main area a little too much at times, but you know, we gotta ego check that other enemy Storm and with the 1v1. You can't let you know, other Storm mains in the comments know that enemy Storm had to die. Okay, that's all you need to know. Another really good pairing is Invisible Woman with Storm. I really like her shield, and note that if you hang around the Invisible Woman shield, you will get healing. So every time you see that come up around you as a Storm player, that is your friend. Hug it until it breaks, because it will keep you alive and allow you to just keep dishing out damage and block damage. In fact, you can kind of like basically go in and out in between it and kind of body block some of the shots to keep it alive a little longer, to keep getting the healing from it, because it will heal you as long as it's alive. It doesn't matter what health it's at. So you can sometimes prolong its health and just prolong the enemy team having to deal with you, because usually when you have that shield on you, you are splitting You're splitting the enemy team focus. So the longer you do that, usually the more impactful you are. Another thing you can do with Storm's ult is delay, which is what I just did there. I knew I wasn't really going to get any kills, but they were so close to getting to that point, and I knew my team, my Doctor Strange calmed that he had Portal, so basically all I did was just basically hold that point and ulted directly on top of it until the rest of my team could Portal back in and hold it. And they did end up capping this in the end, but we had a really good hold here and very easily could have just ended the game here. So yeah, it's just one thing, you farm your ult so quickly on this character that you really can use it for stuff like that. And don't feel bad about it. Luckily we were able to get out of that Psylocke ultimate there. That could have been really bad for us. I don't think she was paying attention to us, thankfully, because we would have been so dead if she was. One thing I still haven't mentioned about Storm is her projectiles actually deal a lot of damage to the environment too, so she's very good at breaking things and changing. Just find the geometry on the map that you really like to play around. Here I really like this bridge, but I really like to break the bridge so that it's a little more open, and then you can use it really effectively as Storm and any flying character really. Oh, that raccoon was trying to use it effectively, as you can see there. Poor guy got caught out and dead. But yeah, the geometry right here is very useful for flying characters, and abuse it. Here we're going for an aggressive ult. We see that our Cloak and Dagger ult's on the ground, so we know we're kind of free to do this. And even if we don't kill them, we're going to at least force out a bunch of ultimates and abilities. And that's exactly what happens. And then our Strange comes right in after that and gets a huge ult. And that's, I mean, again, in high elos, I don't think you're going to get huge kills out of Storm's ult unless the enemy support, unless you get an early pick on the enemy support, like Luna or Mantis. Luna, Mantis, Cloak and Dagger, and now Invisible Woman. So there's 4 supports that can counter ult you effectively now. I guess Loki can with his abilities, or he could just become one of those other characters. I guess Shark Boy kind of can, because I guess he could swallow his team. I don't know if Shark Boy, Jeff really counts, but you just have a lot of supports that basically counter your ultimate. So you really do need to just be the person that gets those ultimates out from the enemy team and then allows your team to come in. You can try and bait those out, but I think she farms ultimate so quickly that I think you'll end up losing a lot of damage in her kit if you end up trying to wait for those perfect moments after the support is ulted. You could do it. Like I don't want to say like that's not a bad way to play. It's just a different way to play that I would recommend, honestly, just trying to use it aggressively and keep it on cooldown, because you farm it really quickly right now. And I think it's a lot better to just keep sending that damage downrange, force them to have to deal with it, because it really is a devastating ultimate if they let it go through and deal damage to anybody. You basically need to put the ball in the enemy court. They were a little aggressive, but I think we just barely managed to push them off of the cart, and we managed to win the game, and that is how you play Storm in Season 1. High elo. Again, I don't know if you saw at the beginning, but everybody in this match actually had the GM crest. So everybody in this match was a GM last season. Very high elo games right now, even in Diamond and Plat. You're gonna have a lot of people because they're trying to grind back up. So if you're struggling right now, I would honestly recommend maybe waiting a couple of days before you start grinding ranked, because right now you're gonna play against players that are meant to be in higher ranks that just haven't grinded back up yet. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this content, please let me know. If you didn't like this, let me know. Let me know what I could be doing better. I really do enjoy this, and I'm definitely going to keep doing it. And other than that, Until next time, stay frosty.